Okay, Karen-Marie, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us today about what it has been like to be the first REA annual meeting program chair to work under this new system. As the first program chair working under this new system, how would you suggest someone get started with a program theme proposal?
Well, first, think about a theme that you'd like REA to focus on and why. This is kind of the rationale part of the proposal, and I think it helps to be clear about this part before you try to write the rest of the proposal. And then also, I really encourage you to share a draft of your rationale with a few members of the REA steering committee and the board as soon as you have it, so that they can provide comments and suggestions that'll make writing the full proposal easier.
So you're working this year as a solo program chair, and that possibility is, of course, open for people who propose themes in the future, or folks can propose to work collaboratively on a program theme. Would you suggest that future leaders take the same approach working solo? And what recommendations would you make there?
Yeah. Well, I would say there are quite a few details to manage when you're organizing an annual program. And so finding a diverse group of presenters requires, a pretty broad network. And I think collaborating with a team of 2 to 3 co-chairs really would make the workload more manageable and facilitate speaker recruitment. I'm pretty fortunate because I have staff members from the Children's Spirituality Hub at my institution that can help me out since I don't have a co-chair. And of course, being on the same faculty as REA's Executive Secretary, Lakeisha Lockhart, doesn't hurt. So as you think about the new role that the steering committee and board are taking, in what ways do you see members of the REA steering committee and board offering assistance and support to the program chair or co-chair in ways that's maybe similar or different to past years?
Mm-hmm. Well, REA's steering committee and board are very committed to being present with the program chair at all stages of the development of the theme. We meet monthly to review progress on the development of the theme of the annual meeting. We talk through ways the theme aligns with REA's strategic priorities. We brainstorm ideas together for theme implementation. And we assist, especially important, I think, we assist with the technical components of delivering the program content successfully. And beyond this, we have an excellent paid staff and steering committee who participate actively in the implementation of the technical pieces of delivery, in large part so that the program chair or chairs can really focus on development of the program theme. We want the program to unfold in creative and equitable ways, and so we participate alongside you on those components so that the program chair or the program committee doesn't have to expend extra energy attending to these components during the meeting itself. So we've talked a little bit about the kind of cloud of witnesses who help develop a program or have this year for you. So who have been your go-to people on the steering committee and the board as you've developed this year's program?
Well, primary person is Lakeisha. I mean, she is a phenomenally detail-oriented meeting manager, and she really helps me keep track of what needs to happen. She takes care of communicating with speakers regarding the contracts, the scheduling, and all of that. She copies me on all this correspondence, so I stay in the loop and I know she's reached out to this person or that she hasn't yet to that one. And she and I have set up really regular check-ins, and we love Google Docs. We share Google Docs so that we all stay on the same page. I would also say that Christine is really helpful in thinking about how to make sure the program adheres to REA's justice, equity, diversity, and inclusion commitments, and she's always willing to weigh in around that. Tinseg, which is REA's website tech team, they are really easy to work with around the meeting webpage design. They could get feedback in a day or two around stuff. Mary, as networking coordinator, has been terrific about getting publicity blogs and blogs up whenever I ask. And then, of course, there's the journal pre-issue, et cetera. And Joyce Mercer, as journal editor, really manages the development of those special issues. So mostly there, it's just following her lead and giving her what she needs or chatting with her about to come up with ideas of people there. And then, as you noted earlier, I meet monthly with the steering committee. Y'all always affirm my efforts. You brainstorm solutions to any problems or concerns that I have. And you always, always offer to help in both general and concrete ways. So I really appreciate that.
Awesome.
Now, I'm thinking, as an REA steering committee member and board member, what do you find helpful about this new approach to annual meeting planning? How is this a kind of step in a new direction for us that you really like?
Yeah, I'm excited by the democratic nature of this process. Inviting theme proposals widens the base of knowledge generation amongst the Guild's membership. It's collaborative and can be an opportunity for mentoring and connection across the Guild's generation of scholars. We want to see REA's membership get excited about the possibilities of working collaboratively to build an annual theme. And we want our membership to get excited about the knowledge that's being generated from the communities from which our membership comes. So the democratic and collaborative possibilities, I think, just really broaden the possibilities for where knowledge come for us. And that's really exciting to me.
That's great. And I appreciate the opportunity to be the first one to try it out. Now, what's one thing you've learned about the process that you really want to pass on to others who are considering a program proposal for 2024 or another year in the future?
I think the biggest piece of advice or discovery for me is that for any program chair, none of the work that you're doing has to be done in isolation. So depend on your colleagues. Pick up the phone and call one of us. Call Akeisha, call Chris, call me, call Patrick, or Mary, or the new networking coordinator to bounce off ideas and troubleshoot the challenges. That's what we're here for. And this is truly a team effort. So it takes some adjusting and new ways of thinking about how to work when we're thinking about working across a whole network to get a program done, instead of kind of working in isolation and building a program on one's own. But it opens really vast creative possibilities if you're willing to ride that wave of change. And I think there's all sorts of new discoveries about the ways that we can work together and what we can discover about religious education through this new avenue for working together. And so what about you? What have you learned that you want to pass along to others?
Well, I'm going to focus on a couple of technical things because you sort of named the exciting big picture thing. And that is really two things: that Google Drive or some other kind of shared document system makes managing and communicating about everything much, much easier than rounds and rounds of emails. And that keeping everyone in the know also makes the process run smoothly. So really having information out there that people can access easily, whether it's steering committee members, Lakeisha as the program manager, that kind of thing. And then secondly, I found it's really helpful to piggyback program-specific meetings on the monthly steering committee meeting and not be afraid to speak up and suggest that a meeting be canceled if there's really nothing to report or an email will suffice to pass along the information. There's a certain amount of redundancy built into the system to make sure there's plenty of opportunities to get feedback and help. So when planning is in kind of a coasting phase, those meetings don't really need to happen. And I found that everybody is sort of glad to give back the time when we realize, all right, that check-in, we checked in last 2 weeks ago and nothing's really changed. We don't need to do another check-in.
Yeah, there's a certain amount of confidence built in working together regularly and knowing where and what your touch points are and when you can let them go. So that's wonderful. Well, Karen-Marie, thank you so much for taking on this trailblazing role in implementing REA's annual meeting program in a new way. We're really excited for the upcoming annual meeting. And for folks who want to think about proposing an annual theme for 2024, please visit the REA website, give us a ring, send us an email, send us a text. We're ready to work with you to help develop exciting things. So we'll see you out there in the multiverse.
Take care.
All right. Thank you.